Testing, testing. How do I craft a work? Good luck. How do you get strength? You guys hear me? I'm not sure how the stream sounds. Never streamed before. The decline of the gaming industry, that's kind of been, it's hard to tell exactly what. Something you kind of feel, you know, take an objective step backwards. That's how shit getting. Oh, that might be my stupid noise gate. Trying to make it so you can't hear my keyboard clacking and my mouse moving. Because I have a condenser mic and it's like it picks up every little sound. String and twigs. Need freaking string and twigs for everything. Yeah, I find myself checking out more and more from, you know, uh, the games I used to enjoy, like the big AAA releases I'd be excited for when I was younger. Is something that goes almost completely off my radar these days, unless there's something really notable about them that makes them infamous. Which is why I play games like Enshrouded here, indie game. Um, I don't know if there's microtransactions. I don't know. My first time ever playing this. Probably around 2020. It had already been, the enshittification had already started. Probably around 2016 or 17. But, when it first starts, your tolerance is, it's hard to tell exactly. I don't know what I'm trying to say here. It's still new. So, companies charging for map packs and shit wasn't totally out of the, my comfort zone if you pay for stuff. But then I noticed, hey, thanks, Rice. Appreciate that. Every more and more content like costumes and shit. You beat a hard mode in a game like Devil May Cry, and you just get stuff is now something that they would deliberately hold back so you could pay for, even if it's a single player game. Um, I mean, I imagine people growing up now just getting into gaming see that as pretty typical. But I guess I don't know. I'm too old for that shit. Fucking, I ate a bad shroom. My microphone coming through better right now, without my mic, my keyboard and stuff. But yeah, 2020 in particular is when it took a big turn. The Rona kind of broke everyone's brain. Way more people were playing video games, and the whole industry exploded even further. And companies just started wringing their fingers. All these little, people who are just getting into gaming for the first time, or um, staying at home more often. All of a sudden, a freaking huge cash cow in the industry exploded, and it never went back. Unless you check out, smaller companies on Steam and stuff like that. I'm not even sure what I'm doing in the game right now. I want to make sure I have some freaking gear on before I go to the shroud, otherwise I'm gonna die. I already died once. Like a bed? Feels like I just freaking go. I don't. Whatever. Actually, can I make a campfire? Can I bring food with me? I think I'll die if I don't cook this stuff. Well, I originally started making videos because I was laid off from work for about about a month, and I just, I wasn't shooting the shit with the guys at work, and we all share similar hobbies, and I kind of wanted a creative outlet. I figured, there's people covering retro games and the gaming industry on YouTube, but it's pretty dry. I wanted to add some humor to it. Maybe I could stand out by being a bit more funny, talking dick jokes and stuff. That was last November, I think. I was off for about a month before they called me back. And yeah, I just kind of stopped YouTube for a short amount of time just because I got so busy, and I decided to start making videos again because, ideas pop into your head. And, as you go throughout your day, you think of little jokes while you're working, or you're talking to your coworkers and they say something funny, and that inspires, something to put in your video, or, you know, so I thought if I could present my ideas in a humorous way, people might enjoy that. Oh, shit. Oh my god, I didn't mean to eat that. I'm gonna die. I don't know how to cook food. Make a fire. Stone fireplace. Oh, I gotta get the carpenter NPC. There's a blacksmith here. But, oh shit. I mean, I hit the hotkey to equip the item. I'm not used to it just automatically. Him eating whatever the hell's in his hand. But yeah, like retro gaming, uh, it's been on YouTube forever. But a lot of these channels are squeaky clean. I figured, it doesn't have to be so dry. Even if I just want to make a list of, whatever Game Boy Color games or whatever, you know, there's 100 of those, 100. There's thousands of those videos on YouTube, but I don't know. None of them were really tickling my pickle. I'm just gonna YOLO into the friggin' shroud. I only have a sword. I don't even have a shirt. Or or a glider. I don't even know how to get down. Yeah, well, I really appreciate you saying you like my videos. I mean, it's good. It's enough that somebody is watching and thinks they're good. You know, it sucks to put a video out and nobody sees it, especially if it's something you really care about. You know, you put a good script together and you know, it just dies. So, I mean, if at least one person is getting a chuckle or maybe some insight out of it, it's good. Got a ring. Four minutes. Yeah, I'll try stuff like that in the future. This is the first time I've ever streamed. I'm just trying to make sure everything is good. My microphone isn't picking up every little tiny sound in the house, and I already had some trouble earlier trying to get the stupid thing started. Every time I hit live, I go to check the stream to test it, and it would just say it's scheduled for a certain time that already passed, and it just sat there. So, yeah, if streaming becomes a bit more of a regular thing, I'll try and get the word out. Now, shit, I realized I'm wasting time in the shroud. Well, what do you think of the current state of the modern gaming industry? You know, I think I've made it clear in my videos, but I know a lot of people aren't exactly happy. Bees. Jesus Christ. Oh my god. You can just stab the bees? looking for shit to get my stamina back. Has anybody ever have played this game? I know there's a lot of depth to it. I'm just getting started. I have like alcohol to my guy right now. Yeah. Oops. Yeah, I remember being pretty friggin' baffled by Denuvo when it first discovered that that if you paid for a game, you know, you instead of stealing it, you got a worse experience than those that pirated it because Denuvo was affecting performance so much. Yeah, you know, you think like, you know, why the hell not just friggin' pirate? As shitty as it is for, you know, the individual people working on games or whatever, the rank and file employees, the day-to-day guys, it's kind of a spit in the face to pay money for a worse experience. And yeah, the MMO, I've tried so many MMOs over the last like 15 years. WoW is the only one that really has kind of I mean, it's not as good as it used to be in my opinion, but at least it's stuck around and survived. I just saw the Ashes of Creation news. I think it was yesterday or the day before. The company's done, I guess. They laid everybody off. Oh, shit. Seems like only it's WoW, it's Final Fantasy 14 and Elder Scrolls are the only little ones that pop into my mind as you know, standing the test of time for the most part. I tried Aeon way back in the day and it died. Fine. And New World just, I don't know. New World looked like it maybe had some promise. But, I don't know. Nobody stuck around for it. And yeah, going mainstream, that's as good as it is. You know, you want your hobby or your thing, you want people to like it and as many people to enjoy it as possible. But once big business starts mixing with art, it really, the same thing happens every time. There's that funny, I don't know if you guys ever seen the show Community, where Troy and Abed make the world's biggest pillow fort, and they have a contingency plan to destroy the fort once it gets too popular. So like they get a newspaper that says, oh, here's the world's biggest fort, and they go, oh, shit, we've gone mainstream. And they crawl over to this room and they pull a cord and the entire thing collapses. Because once you go too mainstream, that's it. You're you know, same thing with any other thing you like. Yeah, games got too big, and now you have to look to the little guy if you want to get the experiences you used to get. Which I don't have a problem with personally, because game development is more accessible to tons of people. So we get shit like this. It doesn't need a huge publisher, and you know, it can come out early. People can play it early and fund the company to finish the game, hopefully. Craft a summoning staff. That. Twigs. Sub base versus pay once? I mean, like, I personally don't have a problem with a subscription if the quality's there. I've paid a sub for WoW. It's been on and off for the last like 20 years. You know, I'll 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 resub for a month or two to play whatever's new and you reconnect with my guildies, and then be done. But yeah, oh yeah, Guild Wars 2. That's another one I thought that people bring up a lot, saying it's really good, and it's. I think you just pay specifically for bits of content you want, like expansions and stuff. I guess it really depends on what your individual, what you find to get value out of it. I mean, for it's on Canadian, so it's 19 bucks a month now for WoW. If I'm gonna play it for like 100 hours in the month, then that's okay. Oh yeah, shit, I need twigs. Yeah, and MMOs that have a subscription, I mean, it's pretty obvious within the first year whether that subscription is worth it to you or not. I mean, I tried Rift too way back in the day, and that was a subscription based at the beginning, and I did what everybody else did. I played it for 2-3 months. I did the first little couple of raids with my WoW guildies, and I never went back. Where the hell did that? Oh, there it is. You just put him down.
My hammer will fix it.
It's pretty similar here in my experience, anyway, as it is in the States. I work a pretty blue collar job. I'm a welder. Uh, Pretty right leaning dudes there for the most part. You know, in my opinion, pretty reasonable people, salt of the earth kind of dudes, and they all kind of agree for the most part on, you know, a lot of the horseshit that's happening in our country and in the United States. But my sister-in-law, she works for the Canadian government, and she's full on like she wants to talk politics with me so bad when we're at, you know, family gatherings and stuff, and it's so awkward because I don't want to cause tension, but I disagree with her on a lot of shit. But she's so she's so ready to like talk politics with me. It really depends on where you go. Yeah, that's another thing I'm hoping to kind of squeeze myself into is that as AI starts to eat up the entire planet, uh, hopefully there will always be an audience for, you know, meatbags, the clankers call us. Yeah, vibe. It's kind of weird. I mean, it's we it was I think Christmas or Boxing Day last I was at their house and she was going in real hard, um not aggressive or anything. It wasn't like an argument, but it's a hard subject to broach and not make things awkward. You know, the number one party icebreaker thing they is politics and religion. I'd rather we just you know, you don't have to talk to me about that shit. Yeah, the UK is a whole other can of worms. I don't even know how to parse all that stuff. I don't know if it's true that people are well, I figured it's true that people are getting accosted by the police because they're tweeting mean things. That is absurd, and I don't think Canada's that far from that either. I don't remember how long ago it was. Maybe it was over 10 years ago now, but there was a dude, a stand-up comedian who got 6 months in jail for a joke he said on stage. That was back in like 2016 when I guess when the world started to kind of shift to the left. Yeah, I've heard some absolute freaking crazy shit in the UK. That's kind of makes my blood boil, even though I don't live there. It's just you know, the hell was I? I keep
To
forgetting what I'm
flame
doing in
and
the game.
glory!
What am I making? Germany. I what's going on with Germany? Because some guys at work are telling me that you guys are super hardcore closing your borders, or is that Norway or Sweden? I don't remember. I know there's like I don't know how deep you want to go into it, but I know there's some no go zones and shit like that. Which it's the same in not all of Canada. Canada is still in terms of urban sprawl. Canada is still pretty sparse. We have Ottawa, pretty big city, and Toronto is just a shithole. Toronto is so densely packed. Everybody that comes to Canada wants to live in the GTA. They want to live in Hamilton and or in the heart of Toronto, which is a nightmare. I hate going to Toronto.
What needs fixing?
I gotta make a stupid bed. And yeah, in Canada, we're still pretty rural. I live about maybe 2 hours or so away from the closest big city, and it's still mostly the same out here. Yeah, I don't know. It's what I can't fathom the how what I'm talking about here is anything but like pretty normal. You know, you grow up in a certain place, you want your home to remain intact and not become. I'm not going to say like multicultural, but you want it to remain civil. So if someone wants to come over with a certain mindset, there's really no problem. I mean, my sister-in-law I spoke about earlier, Her husband is from Pakistan, and he's like the coolest dude. He's an engineer. He's actually an engineer. You know the joke, all these the doctors and engineers coming over. He's actually an engineer, and he works for, I think he's got a government contract, and he speaks French, English, Farsi. I think he speaks one more language, and Hindi. And he's the kind of guy that you want. But I mean, the problem is we got hordes of people coming in that just friggin' work at McDonald's. And I have an 8-year-old that in 10 years' time or less is going to try to get an entry-level job, and it's going to be impossible. I gotta figure out how to build a bed. I keep forgetting. I get sidetracked. Keep bed. Best bed I can build for now. Go. Sleep on the ground. Oh, here we go. You're not allowed to say that, though. You're not allowed to say you don't see Germans. It's the same thing in Canada, if you try and point it out. The closer you get to Toronto or in Ottawa, the worse it gets. The last time I went to Toronto was for a Metallica concert in last August. It's a friggin' hellhole. I hate that place. Yeah, yep. European English speaking countries. Yep, and they don't want you to say it. And I don't think it's wrong to just, float the concept out there that maybe shit's getting bad. Oswald. Leap.
Did you break something?
Crappy sword and a spiked club. Nails. Wood logs. Yeah, it's the sad reality. The only places I can really speak freely about this kind of shit is, I guess, with you guys, at work, and at my parents' place. My mom is like completely like everything just kind of happens around her. She just is. She has no clue what's going on. But my dad is super involved, especially in Canadian politics, and I don't really want to I don't even want to broach the subject with him, because then we get friggin' stuck. We just get stuck in a conversation that lasts 3 hours. Yeah, I'm lucky I live in the area that I do. It's not the boonies, but it's a smaller town, and the line of work I chose, the trades, typically, these are the kind of guys that get kicked around. It's not so bad these days, but older guys that have been in the trade for 20 years, you know. Who's Gen X again? Are they the ones that right after boomers?
Did you break something? Hey!
Yeah, I mean, you ever have those arguments with people, like imaginary arguments, and there's a certain way in your mind that you will articulate it to somebody, and it's the most obvious way you could make it to at least let them see the logic before they just stonewall you. But yeah, it's like talking to the friggin' to the wall, and it's so frustrating that it's not even worth engaging in some with some people.
Strike while the iron's hot.
Sheltered bed. What makes a shelter? Do you have to build like a wall and a door?
Speak up.
Thanks for stopping by, Vibe. Good to talk to you. Black Souls? I think that's the first time I'm hearing of it. What the hell is this? Is this an RPG Maker game? Yeah, I haven't heard of it until you just brought it up. Maybe I'll check it out. You're kidding, Rice. I don't I don't know. Torn cloth. You mean Yasuke from Assassin's Creed as the little cooking man? Furtive pygmy. It's been a while since I played Dark Souls, the original Dark Souls. I'm gonna make myself some shitty gear. String and torn cloth. Do I not have torn cloth already?
Huh. My hammer will fix it.
Jesus. Guess it's not savior.
Watch out.
This guy's
Sparks
super
flying.
red. My gaming wish list. I am really looking forward to Marvel Tokon battle, that tag fighter. I'm gonna see how it turns out. I guess the last beta people didn't really like it. I'm a huge fan of Dragon Ball Fighters. I loved that game, and it's from the same developer as Arc System Works, and it has the same kind of art style and stuff like that. So I look forward to that. And as far as in general goes, I just kind of wait for the news to come to me for the most part. The circles I run in, I don't miss out on a lot of announcements and stuff like that. There's another game out there I wanted to try called Witchfire.
Hey!
It's a first-person shooter roguelike. I really like roguelikes too.
Keep it brief.
You have to build a roof.
Anything else?
As far as gaming goes, yeah. Stuff like, it's AAA games, not... I don't know. I don't even know what's coming out this year. I'll have to check a calendar. Pokemon Battle is the big one for me. Fighting games freaking get me super tilted, though. But I got to one rank above Living Legend in Dragon Ball Fighters, so I'm not new to fighting games. Did it just give me 1,000 blocks? Holy shit. Jesus. I'm gonna make the shittiest little house for this old douchebag. I don't even know if I'm doing this right. Does this have to be a wall? Is there a wall thing built? Floor drain. This is more in depth than I was thought. You have to put a drain in so it doesn't get flooded. Yeah, I like fighting games. It's just hard to talk about them in videos because the depth of knowledge for most fighting games goes so deep that it's getting into tech and shit like that is like totally out of my wheelhouse. The guys that figure out the TODs and the crazy combos and all that shit like that's way out of my knowledge. I wait for other people to figure that shit out and I watch their videos. And I really like, my favorite genre ever is JRPG. I'm playing Octopath Traveler 2 right now. I'm almost done with, I think I have like 3 or 4 more of the character stories left to finish. tons of JRPGs. I really love the Legend of Heroes series, which just got the first game just got a remake. Trails in the Sky, a couple months ago. Have to make a door for him too. Oh yeah, there's the doors. Oh, walls. You have to make walls, or can I just build it out of bricks, blocks?
Oi!
And yeah, people like to make this stupid joke, the gun and ball game, but I really like boomer shooters in particular, or I guess any kind of FPS. Yeah, boomer shooters in particular, I really like. Really like Turbo Overkill. That's been the B-roll in some of my videos before. The original Doom games and the freaking crazy mods that people do with the source port. Maybe I'll play some of those in a different stream. Those are cool. And my Steam library is filled with friggin' boomer shooters and JRPGs. You're Nike. Did you guys hear my keyboard just slamming around? I recorded a video once just to see how it would sound, and when I played it back, all I heard was thumping from my mouse moving and my keyboard, my keystrokes. Oh, Jesus Christ. Rotate R. Oh, there we go. Shit just fit together. That's pretty cool. There you go. If you mean the there's one I did about Razor's little AI Lifu. Is in the Turbo Overkills. I'm playing that in the background, just you know, B-roll, because the content of that video is mostly me talking, but I don't really know what to put in the background. And there was one other one, I don't remember. This is gonna be the shittiest freaking house ever. Oh, I mean, like I recorded it just to see if I'm recording like live, like if I'm gonna play a game and be speaking over it like this. If there's thumping, like I just recorded it and watched it by myself, like a 10-second video of me just hitting keys and stuff, It wasn't a YouTube video. My YouTube videos are all, for the most part, they're scripted. Sometimes there's some live friggin' shit in there. Oh, Jesus Christ. I keep friggin' putting these underneath my feet. What a shithole. I guess I could have put a window in there. Put a window back here. Go. A little window. This is not the same as those voxel building games where like blocks fit together super cleanly and like I'm leaving a whole bunch of freaking gaps. I don't even realize it. Jesus Christ. Gee, come on. This place sucks ass. Only the best for
What is it?
Oswald, the lobster blacksmith. My character looks just like me in real life. Can you get? No, that was me at my worst. That picture, and I think it's really funny. It was maybe a few months before my first child was born, my daughter, and then I'd stayed like most people when I was younger, relatively good shape. And I started to not have to walk everywhere. I got my driver's license and all that shit. And my work got me super it's a hard job, and I figured it's a pretty physical job, it'll keep me in shape, and no, it didn't. So once my daughter was born, about a few months after my daughter was born, I was like, I gotta lose some weight, I gotta get back on the friggin' thing. So no, I don't look like that anymore. But that's a picture of me and my wife laying down, and I scrunched up my friggin' chins to be funny. And I love that picture so much that I put it as my profile picture because it's funny. And it's so like, it's so it's so HD. You can see all the friggin' disgusting little hairs and shit on my friggin' third chin. No, I've lost a lot of weight since then. I couldn't let that shit go on too much longer. even though it was funny. Need a roof. Plant fiber. Oh, Jesus. It is nice that a little bit of crafting stuff gets you like shitloads of material in this game. Like 6 plant fiber gets you 50 roof tiles or whatever. Roof units.
Oi!
Oh, you can build in first person. That's... Yep. But no, I had the right people in my life to say, hey, you're getting heavy. Like, you know, you're looking like shit. You're sounding like shit. And I was like, yeah, you know what? Now that my daughter's born, I can't be friggin' running out of breath and shit trying to play with a little kid. So yeah, I had to make a change, and you know, I still love that picture though. It's really funny. That was my absolute worst. I think I was like 300 and it was 301 or 309 pounds, and that was the first time I weighed myself in like 5 years, and that really kind of forced me to see the reality. I was like, oh man. And I'm 5'6". I'm a short king. So like I didn't, you know, it looked like shit. I looked really bad, and I felt bad, and you know, being overweight like that also affects your testosterone and your sleep and freaking every aspect of your life. So yeah. Yeah, that what I was gonna say is, if anybody asked me to do a face reveal, I'd say there my face is already like, it's like the front and center of my channel pretty much. I put it everywhere. Do community posts actually go out? Because I have my YouTube channel account is part of the same Google. It's housed under the same thing, but it's got all the different shit recommendations and stuff from the channel I've been watching. I actually watch content on. And that channel never gets anything from anybody. It gets all the new videos when I refresh and stuff like that, but it doesn't get like polls and community posts. It gets nothing. It's just videos and like shorts. So like I thought, if I make a community post, I'm not even sure if anybody's gonna see it. Like, I haven't seen one in years on my main account, or the account I watch stuff on. I remember polls used to be a friggin' used to be everywhere. had to look up what hobnobs are. I I've heard the name. I don't remember what they are. Little cookies. Yeah, I've heard that name all over the place at different parts of my life. I've never actually seen them. We have those here. They're called dads. Dad's cookies. Dad's cream. There's a they're like dry oat cookies that old people like to eat. And and there's a pop company called Dad's root beer and soda cream, and I like to call it Dad's cream. It sounds so funny. I got that from Jesus Chatline. I don't know if you guys ever seen those videos. That shit's hilarious. Dad's cream. They would stream and go like, you know, they don't drink. The whole premise is that they're super godly dudes. They don't do anything bad. They don't drink any alcohol or anything, and their favorite drink is Dad's cream, and they would drink Dad's cream. I love that shit. What the hell's going on here? I can hardly see what the hell I'm doing. Why aren't these attaching? Seriously, that's it? That's enough? There's a big ass hole in the middle. Fuck the little holes. This guy doesn't give a shit where he lives. See anything? Jesus. Oh, there we go. There, look at that.
Speak up.
Craft a glider. Where the hell is that? I thought I saw it. There it is. Shroudwood. String and fur. String I can just make. This place sucks. This guy's got, I don't know, whatever. Fine. He's happy with it. I still don't have like any clothing. I've got little booties and little shorts. bunch of string. What are you guys playing right now? I'm just, it's, you know, mostly Octopath 2, and I was enjoying Battlefield 6 for a while, but it's kind of dropped off. Oh, shit, that's what you mean. Yeah, First Berserker, that's something I've been waiting. I wanted to play it really bad. I think last year I was waiting for it to go on sale. It never goes on sale. Or I missed the sale, I don't know. First Berserker Kazan. Pokken as in the Pokemon fighting game? That? Yeah, I heard it's pretty brutal even as far as Souls likes goes. It's people have said it's really freaking hard. So like it's about the timing, you know, when I feel up to you know, really sitting down and grinding on a game. You got to be in the right mood to really dig into a game like that. The last crazy Souls like I played was Lies of P, but I played it after the patch, so it was way easier than it was at launch. Pants. There we go. This thing is full of shit. I like the look of it. I liked the idea of playing as like a crazy berserker, bloodthirsty guy. I've never played Genshin. I did play Star Rail for maybe a month. Just takes up having to do the daily. I guess you don't have to, but doing the dailies every day took up a chunk of kind of my headspace every day that I got kind of exhausted of, you know, going in and doing it. And now like that was in its launch month. So like there's so much more shit in the game now. The last time I played was when they put the hacker girl in it. I forget what the hell I was doing. Yeah, dude, you're in the sauce now. That's a lot of playtime for one game. And League, the closest I ever got to League was like 2 days ago with 2XKO. I've never been interested in MOBAs. I played the Blizzard one. That's the most playtime I've had in a MOBA. Heroes of the Storm, I think it was called. The gaming YouTubers I watch, I really like. I'm trying to think of the names now. Usually, what's the guy with the beard? Centaur Gaming, something Centaur Gaming. He usually does pretty thorough reviews. I look to a couple of guys on YouTube first before I really decide to buy a game. And I like Mortismal Gaming because I don't know how he does it. I watched The Completionist way back in the day. But I fell off watching him. I just stopped. And then he did that whole charity shit. But I think I stopped before the charity thing even happened. I stopped watching him probably like 5 years before that. 4 or 5 years. Yeah, Mortismal Gaming, I like him because he plays games to 100%. He gets all the achievements, Steam achievements. And some of the games he plays are daunting, and he puts out a review for a game that he's just sat and freaking played for like 80 hours. Then he made a script for his video and put it out. I don't know how he does it. Maybe he's got more. It probably is more than just him. But if he's doing it by himself, that's friggin' absurd. I keep friggin' forgetting what I'm doing. What is this? Oh yeah, I wanted to make a chest. Oh, Meals and logs. Yeah, thanks for stopping by, Rice. It was good to talk to you. It's this is the only way I guess I can speak directly to the people that watch my videos, which is kind of cool. Well, I guess I'll bring the pickaxe. You're gonna go goon. Goon to what? If you're still here. Clear the elixir well. Can't see shit. I don't know how safe it is to go out at night in this game. Oh shit. Probably not that safe. God damn, there's so much shit in this. What is that? I heard this. I've heard a lot of good things about this game. That's why I wanted to try it out. I don't even know how to get off this mountain. Do I need the... I've been down there before, I thought. Do I need a glider? I need to craft a glider. I don't know how to get back up. No, I need to go in the shroud to get the wood. Shroud wood. You can make suggestions. I mean, it depends on if I think the game is entertaining enough to watch. I was thinking maybe Hytale, because that's a game that is not as in-depth as this, because I'm losing focus so often that I've barely got anything done. This game is much more in-depth than that. Yeah, I'm up to suggestions. If you got something you think is good. That. I do want to find a game that is kind of the home base game that people can expect when I stream, but it's not really set in stone. Oh, Jesus Christ. If you've got suggestions, I'd be open to them. I only have a PC, so it's got to be on... Well, I mean, I'm streaming from a PC, but I can play pretty much everything. I wouldn't mind streaming some older shit either. You get wood out of this thing? I need the wood. Maybe I have to go farther for one. Oh, never mind. Twigs. I need some shrouded wood. I don't know where to go besides that one little patch of shroud I've already found. I want to build a glider so I don't have to freaking walk a mile to get down. There's the place I did that quest. I could go there, I guess. Yeah, maybe Hytale seems like a good choice. As a game I could not shit. A game I could not I don't have to pay so much attention to. It's much more simple than this. Am I gonna get fucked up here? What's going on? Did I bring my axe? Yeah, I'll look into Black Souls. The trailer started to play a second ago, but I haven't really checked it out. Is this shrouded wood? It is. If I go in too deep, I'm gonna get freaking killed. There's all my shit. God damn it. One more tree. Not short, just in case. I don't want to go in too deep. Oh, that's nice. I've seen some crazy shit people build in this game. It seems like it's really in depth, but it's kind of clunky. I guess the roof has to be raised here. That's why I couldn't drop them before. String. Oh, Jesus. Jesus Christ, you need so much friggin' fiber. I should just be collecting it every chance I get. Ooh. Cool. Now I can kind of fly. Okay, Okay, well, I'm gonna end it there. I mostly wanted this to be like a kind of a test stream and see if a couple of my viewers would come in and I could shoot the shit with you guys. I really appreciate the coming by though. It was nice to talk to you. And I gotta get my daughter from school soon too. Anyway. But yeah, I don't know. I'll look into maybe having streaming be a bit of a, not maybe a super regular thing, but something I do occasionally just to kind of talk directly with people. It's hard to, yeah, I'm gonna end the stream now. I'm gonna go do. I got some shit to do around the house and pick my kids up from school in about an hour. So, but yeah, I appreciate you coming by. It was cool to talk to you guys. Can't think of another way to actually speak directly to my viewers. It's kind of cool. Yeah, music. I'm not sure how to incorporate that because it's when I'm listening to, if when I'm watching through a video before I actually upload it. Um, it's hard to balance what it not being too loud or obnoxious. So like I'm not sure exactly what to put back in the background. I'll give it a shot. I've done it in some really old videos. I tried music and maybe I was a little too I overcorrected a bit too much because you can hardly hear it, but like I just put a basic kind of backbeat. Yeah, that's something I even considered with the Game Boy video I just put out yesterday's. You know, maybe it's a little too barren, and my microphone isn't the best, so maybe a bit of music in the background might be able to hide some of the weird pops and stuff like that. Yeah, that's something I'll give a shot. But yeah, thanks for coming by and chatting with me. It was cool. Talk to you guys. See you later.